Good afternoon, morning, and hello, and welcome to episode 13. I think.
I think so, yeah.
Special episode number 13. Number 13, Reddit fans everywhere. All that crap. Right, welcome to very much a special episode. Well, this is basically, we're going to talk a little bit about the fixtures. At this point of us recording this, Reading are currently playing Gillingham in a pre-season friendly. It's on in the background, I think, for Ryan. He's watching it while we'll do that, but he'll keep us updated. Well, keep me updated because I know my brother's watching it in the other room. But I want to get this podcast recorded and done and given to you because I love you. That's why. So this is basically a very much a sit back, relax conversation episode. Don't forget that we recorded a lovely podcast for you guys that was out on Friday with our Fan Friday guest, which was Stuart Fenton. He was, I don't know what you thought, Ryan, but I absolutely loved having him on. He was really insightful, different views to us as well. Nice to get his.
Although he did agree with you or not.
Well, yeah, so he should, because
I'm worried that he might be a new co-host going forward.
No, the thing is I would prefer people to disagree with me, because then when I'm proven right, I could just smug it in everyone's face quite a lot. So it makes me happy. But no, so it's lovely to have him on. He will be coming on again in the future. But we want to have a lot more guests come on, different fans, and then when he comes on, maybe during the season we might bring some of the former guests on just to see what they think of what's happening and what's going on. Get their insight to how the season's going. We're just going to go with it, really. But it's lovely to have everyone. Stuart, if you're listening, thank you for coming on. You were amazing. And yeah, thank you. So don't forget that's out. Give that a listen and go and give it a little watch as well, because it's quite fun to do. Just to let you guys know, we have sorted for the next 3 weeks, which is this day, 2 days before the start of the season, or day before the start of the season. We have every Friday a guest stitched in. We've got some very well-known guests, and we've got a guest that you might not have heard of before, but are Reddit fans and have asked to come on. So I'm very excited to have the 3 that will be coming on. We will be doing more in the future, but because of the fixtures, we're going to try and work around bringing fans on so that it doesn't coincide with us talking about fixtures and stuff like that. But we might bring them on to come and talk about the fixtures and talk about what's coming up as well as us. So could be interesting to see how it's going. So don't forget about that. So now, the fixtures released for you
yesterday.
For you guys listening 3 days ago, if you're listening to this on the Sunday, but for 2 days ago.
Friday.
On the Friday, I'm going with that. On the Friday, it was released. So we're just going to go through them. We're going to go through all of them. We're not going to talk too much into detail about each of them because we've been talking about them twice, but we're just going to go through them. Then we're going to talk about our favourite fixtures that we're looking forward to the most, because there's a few in here that are some humdingers that I'm really, really looking forward to. And then talk about the pre-season friendlies that are coming up, that Reading are doing. And then Ryan has a game. And he says it's just for me, and I'm worried. Because either I could I'm going to insult someone.
No, there's no need to be worried. It's one that I just want you to do it before, and then going forward we can do it with guests too.
Can I insult people?
You're setting the bar.
Oh, this is going to be easy then. I always set the bar. I am the bar. If you know that reference, you are a god. We don't set the bar. We are the bar. Sorry, wrestling. Anyway, so let's talk about the first month of fixtures, shall we? Let's get into it. So in September, there are 3 games. We've got the very first game of the season, Mr. Rooney's Derby. You can't call them Derby anymore because now they're Mr. Rooney's Derby. Then we got the week after that, we got Barnsley and then Cardiff away. Were you happy?
Yes. Reason being, don't want to go to Derby, don't care about them. Barnsley at home is a bit of a rubbish game, and Cardiff away is one that I would have gone to probably if it wasn't behind closed doors, but overall I'm not too disappointed that it's going to be behind closed doors. it could have been a lot worse in terms of like not letting fans in. So for that reason, I'm happy that we're missing 3 sort of bang average games.
Yeah, I was exactly the same thing as you. I was like, Derby away, I've been to it, done it, couldn't care about it. Barnsley at home's like one of those where Reading will either turn up and do really well, or we'll do what we did against Charlton.
I'm going to put my prediction for that game in now. It's got 0-0 written all over it. Or a 1-0 Barnsley win.
We're not going to do
87th minute.
We won't do we'll do predictions like we did the end of last season for every game, because it will change due to the form and due to how we're playing it at the moment. What we've seen against Gillingham so far today. We look okay. We look good. They look comfortable. So it's just them getting used to it. Got to another tough test. I say one tough test and one easy test. We've got a tough test against Spurs, and then we've got that easy test against West Ham. That's just going to be easy. And then in October, it is being said that it could be, due to government guidelines of what they're saying so far, the first game that fans could be allowed back in is in October. So the first game in October could be the crappy Watford coming to us. Could be the very first game that we would be allowed to go and watch live, which would be pretty nice, be pretty cool. If we're allowed back in. But then after that, we got Middlesbrough away, and then a tough game. I'm going to call it tough because it's going to be a very tough. I just saw something that goalie saved it for them or something like that. A tough game against Wickham, and then a very good tough game against Rotherham, because they seem to be a bit of a yo-yo, but you never know with Rotherham who you're going to get. Then we've got Blackburn away and Coventry away. Seems like a decent month. A decentish month. Watford could be a struggle. Borough could be a struggle because of Neil Warnock. But we've got the 3 promoted teams all in 1 month, which either could backfire or could do us very well if they're struggling to start off with. So how are you thinking about that?
Like I said before the podcast, like in terms of like fixtures, I don't really like, nothing jumps out to me that much, just because obviously you're going to play every team, home and away. Obviously, like Stuart said in the last pod, you will have games where form will impact. So like Stuart said, playing one of the newly promoted teams could be a bad thing because they've just come up, like especially someone like Wickham who've just, let's be honest, absolutely shithoused their way to promotion. They're going to be absolutely like up for it. Same with the other 2 that have just come up, and likewise teams that have come down, they're going to want to bounce back and kick on, start the season well. So the fact that we've avoided them is quite a good thing. But the only problem I think we could have, in a very, very typical Reading way, we could struggle for motivation for a game against like Barnsley at home. It could come down to who wants it more. And if the end of last season is anything to go by, it could possibly be them. But to try and cheer up the mood a bit.
Yeah, just a tad.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about the fixtures. And like I just said, the fact that there's 3 crappy games that I'm not really too bothered about that we will be missing.
Yes, but we're talking about October.
Yeah, no, I'm saying. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Yeah, and hopefully, because obviously there's nothing like concrete yet, but hopefully we'll be able to go back in.
Mm-hmm.
And like, because I want to try and get as many of the 92 Football League teams done. And I think October is going to be a month where there's sort of two or 3 that I haven't done before. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we can go so I can get them done.
Yeah, so it looks like that could be a very good month for Reading. After the Watford Borough game, could be good for Bowen to get his team going and get them started on a good front. Couple of tough games against Watford and Borough, but then you've got the games of Wickham, Rotherham, Blackburn, and Coventry to come. So could be quite good for them. And then we're going into November, and we've got Preston, Stoke, Bournemouth away, which I really hope we're allowed to get tickets for and go to. Millwall away, I want to go to that, and Bristol City at home. Um, that looks like it could be an okay-ish, a bit difficult, I think. Maybe if Preston carry on the run that they were on last season, we did them at home last year. We played quite well.
We've an interesting stat with Preston. We've only done the double over a team 3 times in the last 3 seasons, and all 3 of them were Preston.
So we have a bit of a lucky charm against them. Stoke could be quite hard. Michael O'Neill is building a very good, experienced team around him to help the team sort of jump up to the next stage where they are. Bournemouth is going to be a very tough task just because of their record at the moment, just coming down. If they still keep some of the players that they had last season, with Callum Wilson, probably might, you never know, might still be there for years. It could be a bit interesting. They've got good backup players as well. That could be difficult. Millwall, if they carry on the run that they ended with last season, could be interested to see where they finish. Bristol City, new manager. Got the under-18s manager, I think it is now, who's just come in. I think the under-18s or under-23. It's not the under-23s because that's AD Boothroyd. But they got the youth England coach coming in. They've tried to do it differently than what they had before with Lee Johnson, someone who's been okay with them, tried to go for a different direction. So I think what do you think about November? Looks like it could be a very difficult. Looks like it could be could be one of the most, well, apart from December, but looking at others, that could be one of the most difficult months we could have.
The thing is, we say it looks difficult now. That's the thing with football. We're saying now it looks difficult. You can come to the end of October and think, well, actually, we're playing against the bottom 6 now. We should be picking up a lot of points here. But yeah, so you said about Bournemouth. Obviously, new manager. Eddie Howe's assistant. Knows the club quite well, but they've also lost. Yeah, they've also lost a couple of their players at the moment as well.
Aki's gone. Ramsdale's gone at this precise moment. He's gone back to Sheffield United. Aki's gone off to Manchester City. So
for some reason,
because he's a very, very, very good defender.
Yeah, but does City need him? No.
Yes. They need a backup left-footed centre back. They've got Laporte, and who else? No one.
He won't play. He won't play for them.
They got no other good centre backs. They got Laporte, and who else? Eric Garcia's going off to Barcelona. He's going to be going off because he doesn't want to sign a new deal at Man City because he's being promised that he could be first team at Barcelona. You've got John Stones, who's probably the most unreliable defender in the league. You've got Otamendi that either turns up for a good game or decides that he just wants to kick people. You've got Mangala. That you don't need to talk anything about him. He's just something else. So I think the one weakness that I think you could see over the Champions League against against Lyon, and about their big game fixtures that they lost against Chelsea, Liverpool when they lost the weight at them as well, is definitely someone who can fill in. Is a bit quick. He's a little bit quick off the ground. Gets his head into place. He's a good header. So I think he's a perfect. Yeah. I think he's definitely a Pep Guardiola signing type of player.
Yeah. Anyway, back onto the fixtures. It could be a very difficult month, but again, it could go completely other way. Millwall away is always a tough game. Very difficult place to go. We've got a good manager. As far as I've seen, they've kept a lot of their main core squad. Same with Stoke. Yeah, it looks like probably one of the most difficult months. Obviously, December being the most difficult because
Yeah.
we've got like 8 games in 4 weeks.
There's 8 games altogether. It's the most compact fixtures I think December's probably ever seen. Due
Yeah.
to COVID and trying to get the season finished at a normal time
The
instead
thing
of.
is, as well, with this season, because I can't imagine them delaying the Euros again, they're going to have to finish by a certain point.
Oh, it's been
And
the season
if
will be
something
done.
does happen again, I can't see them saying, "Oh yeah, we'll finish it 2 months later." They'll have to just cancel it.
No, I think that it's easily cancelled. You have to do what it has to be done, and the fixtures have to finish. It's easily cancelled. It's easily rescheduled, as we've seen this year. But I think we're all right. I think
But
once
I think
December hits, we'll
they'll
be
put the
fine.
Euros as priority.
We'll see. We never know.
I
UEFA
hope they
never
do because I got
judge.
tickets for the final.
So we're talking about December now. So we've got Sheffield Wednesday, and then Saturday the 5th of December, what is my daughter's birthday, who she will be 4. We have decided as a family. Actually, I've told them.
I've decided as a family.
We haven't. I've told them that she's going to her very first game, and that will be the game she goes to. So we're going to be taking her to there. Then we've got Birmingham at home, QPR away, Norwich at home, Brentford away at their new ground, and then Luton at home and Swansea away. And then a couple of days later, we then got Huddersfield away in January. But then we have a couple of week break.
No, we don't.
Well, no,
FA Cup third round.
FA Cup will be there. So we'll have a week, I think, of a break, but then you'll rotate your team, I would presume, for the FA Cup, just so that the team can actually have.
There's no replays this year, is there?
Nope. They've cancelled the
Good.
replays. So December looks difficult. At this precise moment, we'll talk about all that nearer the time when we talk about the fixtures, but it looks difficult at the moment. Sheffield Wednesday, you never know if they're going to be out of their 12-point gap. Sheffield Wednesday, are they going to be able to do it? Nottingham Forest, are they going to be able to carry on the form? Tyler Blackett will be coming back to the Madstab for the first time since his release. Be interested to see the reaction he gets. Birmingham, will they be able to get near the Champions League? Because they've got 2 more years to get there before they can bring back Josh Bellingham. QPR away, always a good fixture. The Fake Hoop's got the worst kit. If we're talking about kits, let's talk about QPR's. The worst. They've literally gone Powland version of Reading's kit, home and away. It's absolutely awful. Norwich will be a very tough task because they look like they've brought in a few players this year, 10 altogether, I think, so far, more than they did the whole of last season. So that parachute payment's definitely helping them out.
They'll lose a lot of their players as well, I reckon.
I don't think the only players they'll probably lose is Max Aarons and
Campbell.
Campbell's one of those. Brentford away, I think everyone's looking forward to that, to go and have a look at the new Griffin Park. Not that shit that was there before. The good one that's now been built. And then they've got Luton at home. Yeah, that could be a difficult. Depends on how they're getting on. Swansea will always be a tough task. We need to do retribution for that 4-1 loss at the end of last season. But they won't have Ryan Brewster because it looks like he's now actually going to be with the Liverpool squad moving forward. So I think they won't have him, but they still have their Andre Ayew, and they still have the quite good players. So December, I think, will be very much how deep is your squad? One, how can you keep injuries away from the squad? I'm going to call it now. There's going to be either a lot of 0-0 draws just because they just want to save themselves, or it's going to be a lot of 5-0s, 5-1s, 5-4s, 5-5s, a lot of goals where people don't care about defending. They just want to attack and try and get as many goals as they can during that period. And Reading are very well known. I don't know whether, when we have promotion years, well, apart from the 106, because that was just epic throughout. The majority of the promotion year we've had before, and majority around Christmas, Reading always seem to turn up. They always go, "Oh, Christmas! Now we actually need to win." It's like, well,
I gotta say as well, I've noticed that before as well. We have either a really good calendar year or a really bad calendar year, and we'll have a good first half of the season and then drop off, or have a crap first half and then pick up second.
yeah, it always is about Christmas. However we're doing at Christmas is going to be the complete opposite of afterwards. So how are you feeling about December? Mixture of hard and easy-ish.
There's no such thing as an easy game.
There is. We got QPR. So that's easy.
No, I don't think it is.
It is. They're crap. They're awful. They're going to get relegated.
No, they won't.
They will. They've got crap manager, crap stadium, crap logo, crap badge, crap kit. Just everything about them is a pile of shit.
They've got a good manager, I think, Mark Warburton.
Yeah, he was quite good. I like to have him on toast.
Then the thing is, they scored a lot of goals last season, but they conceded a lot more. Tighten up their defence. I don't think they won't be anywhere near the relegation zone.
There's a lot of
Sheffield Wednesday as well
at the moment at QPR due to no signings. I think they've just made one permanent signing, but a lot of them are not happy with the lack of signings, lack of people leaving. So it just seems to be like the same team as last season. So
but they bang mid-table.
Yeah, but they're still shit. Shit.
Sheffield Wednesday, always a tough game.
Especially
Nottingham Forest, always a tough game. Birmingham, 3 points there.
Yeah.
QPR, always a tough game. Norwich, a tough game. Brentford will be an interesting one because I said after the playoff final, I didn't imagine them having Ben Rama, Watkins still being there, but I've not really been following it too much, but as far as I know, they are still there.
Yeah, they're still there. Ben Rama, everyone's very questionable about Ben Rama. Clubs apparently because of not his pace, but turning up in big games. He turns up in small games when it doesn't really mean anything. There's a lot of questions around him as a player from their own fans as well. Ollie Watkins has now got an £18 million release clause due to the playoff final loss. West Ham and Crystal Palace are tabbing that to see what happens. Crystal Palace will trigger it. I have read if Wilson Zaha leaves. The Dortmund are looking to bring in Zaha. So are Napoli, but Zaha, the Crystal Palace want 80 million. Zaha's not even worth 80 quid, but they want to get 80 million for him. I hate Crystal Palace anyway. But it looks like as soon as someone can sell big, they're going to bring him in. Ben Rama looks like someone who might leave, but it might be a bench player just to see how he goes. But there's not a lot of positive talk I've seen around him from other fans in other places. But he's a good player. He completely rinsed us anyway. Luton at home. New manager now. They got their old manager who got them promoted from League One, who kept them up this season. Quality, great. What's his name?
Graham Potter.
No, that's the Brighton manager, you plonker.
No, Nathan Jones.
Thank you. He was the Stoke manager, and it didn't go very much well for him, but he put his heart and soul into that, and you could see he tried his utmost for that. But I think Luton and he left for Stoke and come back, and just everything about Luton is Nathan Jones, and Nathan Jones is Luton. It's one of those where you just can't break up that partnership, and I think he knew that. But he'll be coming back, and Swansea will. They're obviously they brought back the goalkeeper back on loan, Freddie Woodburn, who very much knows the team. McNulty's come on, Mite, Samuels is on, Ofcom, Elise, Rinamoto, and Richards. Okay. Anyway, so it'll be interesting to see how Swansea do this year, because some people were saying they were punching, but others will say that they deserve to be removed. But it'd be interesting. So Let's move on to January. We've got Huddersfield. We've got a new manager in charge now. Was Marcel Bielsa's assistant, who's now come into a lot of positive things. People have said about him, especially if you work with Marcel Bielsa. Everyone knows Bielsa's a bit of a legend around football, but just by his knowledge and who he is and how he helps others more than himself. Pep Guardiola, Luis Enrique, a lot of people credit him for a lot of good work. Then we've got Brentford at home again. There we went away, now they come to the Madstad. We've got Coventry back at our gaff, Preston away, and Bournemouth at home. January looks like, and then we've also got the FA. You'll have the FA Cup fixtures in between that as well. Hopefully we'll be away at some low League 2 team that are close, that I'm ground I've never been to and like to go to. But yeah.
Should explain as well the reason we're saying we want a lowly League 2 team is same reason I'm happy with having Colchester in the League Cup. A cup run will be massive for us this year, with all the financial trouble that we could be in. It could be a massive impact. Obviously, there's no such thing as an easy game in football, but I'd fancy us more against a lower League 2 team than Man United. So,
apart from if you play Birmingham, that's an easy game. So it looks like it could be a bit of an up and down month, that one. Depends on how we do. January could be a very big month. It could be one of those where we would have got rid of all the people that shouldn't be here and the owners are allowed to go absolute feral. Why we say that is we heard yesterday when we record the pod, a bit of a thread from Eddie. I'm going to read the thread that he said yesterday because it was quite interesting to read the sort of facts that he's found out about the club. So, Ryan, I don't know whether you've seen this or heard about it, but
yeah,
I want to get your reaction to. I'm going to read it all, and then I want to hear your reaction to it. So, firstly, the financial situation at the club is dire, forced upon us by Ron Gooley, as we already know. However, I am being told that I'm literally unable to spend a penny on new players until we have sold a player. So as it stands, Egeria will not sign. But expect him to be first through the door if a player is sold. The only player that Reading FC will not be open to offers for is John Swift, as Mr. Dyer wants to build a team around him. I understand that Howell was willing to listen to offers for Swift, and he feels as though he has not got the power he was promised when he took the helm. Liam Moore, a player we could see sold, will not be for a huge amount, but his wages, around 35k a week, are far greater than any other players at the club, and that would free up financially. Sheffield United weren't willing to raise the bid for Swift, as they are hoping to make the player unsettled and hand in a transfer request. Unlikely. The club could opt to spend big this summer in a gamble for promotion, but should we fail, we'll be given a hefty points deduction for the following season, like Sheffield Wednesday. It sounds like a lot of clubs are struggling in this way, but Reading's situation is bad. And one other possible ease to the situation could be a new sponsor, back of the kit or the shorts. But there's a photo going around of a name or Rajja or something like that, that someone spotted us holding. There's also been reports today that my phone's dying. That Celtic, oh God, I've just got feeling sick just saying the name, are interested in buying Liam Moore for around about, could be 4.5 million. But Reading are willing to, but it could be less, but Reading are willing to listen to others. I also think that it's also a big thing that Liam Moore is also not the captain today. I think I saw it was either Michael Morrison.
It's Morrison.
Morrison is captain today. So I think that's another tell that it could be interesting to see if he stays or goes. But January, what do you think about that then?
Yeah, again, it's a Wait, am I talking about January now, or what Eddie said?
Eddie.
All right. Yeah. Like I'm not really surprised. I got to be honest. Like we all knew that the financial fair play was kind of catching up with us. I didn't know it was that bad, but I'm not surprised that it is that bad. I don't think spending big and just like, oh, fuck FFP is the right thing to do, for obvious reasons. The thing is, in terms of like selling players in order to buy players, who have we got that people are going to want to buy?
More.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Yeah. So
more,
I think we're going to rely heavily on youth this year,
which we should.
Which isn't exactly a bad thing because we've got a good youth setup. I think it might have been you I was talking to about the other day, but we don't have a good youth setup in the sense of them going on to bigger and better things, but we've got a good youth setup as in like football league experience. We have players that are capable of playing at a decent standard, and they'll only get better with playing with the likes of Michael Morrison, who is going to be a good leader, being coached by John O'Shea, who again, another good leader, one best defender in Premier League history.
According to Courtney.
So yeah,
I think it would. January depends on what happens to October. Whatever happens in October, at the end of who is here and who isn't, will depend on what we do in January.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about January now because we still got the whole of this transfer window to go. More will be gone. A new defender will come in. It's looking like Holmes will take over that position. It may look like we'll get a couple, maybe a experienced defender to come in as well, just to help out with Morrison as well. As we might be lacking a little bit of defensive help, but I think it will be interesting. It looks like we're definitely going to be playing. We'll talk about the preseason afterwards and what we think of the formation, and we'll go all of that afterwards. But let's go on to February. Looks like could be very much Way Day central. We've got Stoke away, Millwall at home, Bristol City away, Middlesbrough at home, Wickham away, Rotherham away. It seems like a month. It's one of those months you just go, can we just get it over with? Just want this month over with. Because then when you get
I think February is very much a month like that in general, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting. We've got Wickham and Rotherham who will probably, if they're not struggling, who probably will be struggling, need to start picking up points. So they might be a bit difficult going to their gaff. Bristol depends on how they get on. It all depends on how are you feeling about February then?
Like you said, it's a bit.
You could say the same thing about March. I've just seen March's fixtures as well.
The thing is, like I said, like the fixtures in general, I don't really like look at games and think, oh, that's a great game. Oh, that's a great game.
Oh, there's a few on here. After this, I'm going to name the ones that I
no, because like at the end of the day, like I said, we play against every team twice.
Yeah, but you've got to be excited.
I don't care when we play
for fucking them over. You got to be
going. No, because for all we know, we could be bottom of the league at the end of March, the end of February, and like.
Yeah, but you got to look optimistic. You can't be looking negative. What's your name? Royals 360. Everything about it. We're not. This is going to be positive. So for me, March looks like we could be okay. Looking at Blackburn, Sheffield Wednesday, Forest, Birmingham, QPR could be an interesting month. Blackburn might be a bit mid-table again. Be interesting about Sheffield Wednesday for me. That game could
to see where they are.
Yeah, and how they're getting on.
After that, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games left after that. And with a 12-point deduction, that could be a massive game for them.
And then the QPR at home is always a good game to be at. That will probably be on Sky because Reading v QPR, for some reason, according to Sky, is a big game. And it's always on telly. Then we got Barnsley away on a Friday night. Oh, okay, I can see what they've done here. Barnsley away on a
It's
Friday.
Easter, isn't it?
Yeah, and then on the Monday is Derby at home, Watford away, Cardiff at home, Luton away, and Swansea at home. That looks like a bit of a toughish month, depending on how Watford are getting on and if Cardiff are going to carry on doing it. And then to finish off with, we've got...
See how Wayne Rooney's playing.
Well, we might not be playing against him at the first game of the season. Then he's doing Soccer Aid. He's managing Soccer Aid, the England team. So, and
I have no idea.
He's been given permission by Derby to take it off so he can go and manage the Soccer Aid. And then May, we've got the final 2 games of the season, which is Norwich away. If I remember correctly, the last time we played Norwich away, one of the last 2 games of the season, wasn't that stand 7-1?
No. No, that was a couple of... That was under Stam.
Yeah, the last time we played Norwich that close to the end of the season.
No, we played them not last season, the season before.
I know we played them.
We played them quite late on in the season.
I can't remember. But
there's only sort of 5 or 6 games left.
Guys, put in the comments or tweet us, remind us. Let us know.
It was definitely late on in the season. It was 2-2 and Renamotor scored, screaming like 97th minute, didn't he?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I went to bed and got angry. I went to bed and I was walking up to bed with the tablet in my hand watching the game. And then Renamotor scored and I threw my tablet down the stair because I celebrated. Norwich away, then we've got Huddersfield at home, which is a party day, which will mean the end of the season. Maybe.
And we'll be back here thinking, well, that was crap.
Maybe if Bowen does well, we'll be having Welsh Day. No, we can never do Welsh Day in England. That just makes it feel fucking wrong. Everyone just shagging sheeps. So it could be an interesting. So my favourite fixtures, right, and I'm going to say it here, and the ones I'm really looking forward to the most, the ones that stand out for me that I'm like, oh, I can't wait for this, is Wickham at home. I'd love to see how we do up against them because that's the way they played is going to be completely different to how we play, and it's one of those game matchups I'm really excited to sort of see. Bournemouth away, a couple of reasons. They just got relegated from the Premier League, and I really want to go to their ground. So I definitely want to see that. Millwall could be interesting. I want to go there, so that could be a good one. Brentford away, I'm looking forward to as well, going to the new good ground that they got, not the crap that they were in before. Could be good. That could be a good game as well. There's a few Brentford, Coventry away. We'll be playing them. Well, they haven't got a ground. We'll be playing them at St Andrews, the Birmingham ground. Could be interesting. Birmingham versus Coventry. People will be sitting in each other's seats.
Again.
The other ones that I'm really looking forward to is Wickham away because I really want to go to that one. Luton away, Watford away. I have to go. I'm going to Watford away. I'll tell you, I don't know where I've said this story. I probably have said this story before on the podcast, but there was a guy I went to college with who was a Watford fan. And I was good friends with him when I was at college, and he was really good, but he's an absolute bellend. But I love to get one over him just so I can go, shove up your arse, you little prick. But yeah, so they're my favourite, and obviously my most favourite game that I do love is a Boxing Day fixture at home. I do love a bit of football at home. I hope they don't do it like QPR when it's like 7:30 at night. Just a lovely 3:00. Have my breakfast, have my have my lunch, my Christmas day after Boxing Day lunch. Go and watch a bit of football. Have a little bit of a few beveraginos.
If it's any consolation, I can't imagine them wanting to put Reading versus Luton as an 8 o'clock kickoff on Sky.
They did ask against QPR, and that didn't even mean anything. But bastards. But that hopefully it'd be a lovely 3:00. Going to get a few beveraginos, come home and spend time with family. The day after New Year's Day, Huddersfield, and everyone plays that day, and it's a good day. When is Valentine's?
14th.
Oh, thank God. Fuck's sake. we're at home the day before. I was hoping we're on a day because every Valentine's that we've been at home, I've gone. So, day before Valentine's, which is on a Sunday, will be Millwall. So, watch out, Millwall's wives. Not like I'm saying anything. But yeah, so they're the most games I'm excited for. It'd be interesting to see how it goes. How are we getting on, by the way?
Still 2-1.
Oh, that's fun. That's cool.
I thought you were talking like how I'm doing in general.
Yeah.
It's 87th minute. Puskas has had a couple of opportunities, held the ball up quite well, but there was no one there. No one there with him.
It sounds like it's just same thing again. But that's yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those games that we don't need to look into preseason too much. They're just getting the minutes under their belt. We've got Spurs and West Ham coming up, so we got one easy fixture for us to play before we go back to the start of the season against that dirty West Ham. So it'd be interesting to see. So they're the fixtures. Please let us know how you guys are feeling about the fixtures and how you feel like we're going to do. I don't know whether it's just me, but I want to go and moan quite hard. I'm sick.
What?
And tired. I'm going to moan. Right? I'm sick and tired of every time Reading tweets something. Announce area. Fuck off. They're not going to go, oh, look, Smith 4976476 getting really angry with us. Let's just go and announce him because he wants us to. No, there's obviously a situation by we're not doing it. I'm sick and tired of seeing Reading fans being so fucking negative all the time. I'm fucking sick of it. All I see...
Don't look at the replies.
No, I'm not about the replies. It's just all over Twitter. It's all I see is negative. Oh, we're not going to do that well this season because we're not buying anyone. We don't need to buy players. We're not going to buy players. If you haven't seen the trend of what Reading are doing at the moment, it's bye-bye. There's going to be a lot more of bye-bye, thank you, goodbye, before we do anything. So can you please, for the love of Jesus, that is all that is holy, right? If you're going to tweet something or do something, right, the players do look at Twitter. Players do look at what's going on. And I know, and we all know, we all do it. We all see how we're getting on and how we're doing. But the reason why we don't do good at home is because of you lot. And the reason why we don't do well is because we've got some untitled, uptight fans, right? And I saw a post today about Liam Moore, right? And yes, I think he should leave. Will I go on about it 40 million times? And I saw an account, right? And I'm going off on a rant now, right? And I saw
it too.
Talk Reading put a tweet out saying, describing Celtic are looking in. This guy created an account about getting Liam Moore out. How sad do you have to be to create an account just to talk about a player leaving? Why? Actually, how about this, right? Let's think about this logically, right? And Ryan as well. Let's all join in together. Let's get really close to the camera. Come on, join in. Get really close, right? And let's think about this logically, right? So let's think about teams that got promoted. What do? They get behind the team, don't they? Right? And they actually be nice to each other, right? So let's think about it. So what do you think we need to do as fans? Right, let's get ready. I'm going to whisper. I think we should be nice to our team, don't you? Because I think the negativity's not fucking helping, is it? I'm sick. I love my club, right? I love the club. And I said this in the podcast with Stuart, and I will say this till probably my ass is blue, is this fan base is an untitled, unrealistic prick. And if you're one of those fans, right, I'm very much optimistic. I very much look at a team, no matter if we have a Luco starting, okay, is I go, oh, we're going to win today. Always. Unless Cleary was starting, then I went, might get a draw out of this. But I always try and look on the good side, because if it doesn't happen, I go, well, all right, okay, cool. It didn't work out, but I always look for positives. All right, I'm going to sound like Paul Clement here, But there's always positives in a game at certain points, unless you're utter shit. And there were some games last season we were utter shit. But can we please, as a fan base, and please can we, as a group and as something, can we please stop being negative towards the players and actually help them? That's all we ask. Not we, me. That's all I ask, is stop being so negative, because when we're being negative, it's not helping the players. No wonder we've only won one game in 26 years at home, because you lot are so unentitled. So I know I'm gone over the top. I know that. But you lot just think about it. Really, this season, we're not going to do well. We're not going to do well. Mid-table, I think. Maybe pushing just above mid-table, I think this season will be. Because we are now in the transition period to try and get this. We don't want to be a Bury or Bury, whatever it's called, where they've just gone extinct. We don't want us to happen what happened to Portsmouth, where they had to go drop down all of those leagues to try and come back up. We don't want to happen to what happened to Rangers when they had to drop all those down those leagues because of money situation stuff and then try and get their way back up. We actually want to have a club. So why not support your club and help your club? And if they ask for a little bit of help, you do it. And don't be like that prick that tweeted, right? And if you're Michael B. Hunter, the one who made a video about us, has now blocked me, big fat twat, right? And because of that twat that tweeted, when the Reddit women signed that legend, the Welsh legend, and they retweeted it, this guy decided to think he was entitled to tweet on that page. Oh, why are we talking about women's? Women's are a lot less than us. They shouldn't do it. Well, actually, Redding...
Was that the same guy?
No, it was a different one.
Oh, okay.
It was a different one. But I just wanted to bring that twat in. But what I want to say is do they wear the same colours as us? Yes. Do they wear the same shirt as us? Yes. Do they have the same logo as us?
Slightly different kit, isn't it?
Yes. And the sponsor can be, I don't know whether they're keeping the whatever they had before to what they have now.
YLD, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do they have this? Do they have I haven't got any Reading on, but do they have the same badge? Do they have the blue and white hoops? Do they play for Reading? Yes. Doesn't matter. Man, women, black, brown, white, orange, green, purple, blue, Simpson,
dog, cat, lion.
I don't care who they are, what their gender, what colour they are. Black lives do matter. White lives matter. Everyone bloody matters. Instead of actually gender neutralising people, why not support them and fuck yourself? Anyway. Oh, that felt so good to go off my chest. Oh. I'm not going to lie. That's been built up a few days. That's been built up. Right. I do apologise if the recording's a little bit different to what it was throughout. We just had to pause the recording. I needed a drink. But then something come across me. And when I went for my drink, I remembered something. And I'm sorry Ryan hasn't talked for the past couple of minutes, but there's a few things I want to get off my chest. And this is about the policeman, is it Andrew Harper, who sadly got killed. My thoughts and prayers are with... I'm not religious, but I say prayers for anyone that wants to do it for them. Are with the family, and I can never think of anything more tarnished than that. There is, at the moment, on my Twitter page, my personal one, where you can sign to make a law where if you kill a uniformed officer, that's a policeman, or nurse, or anyone that actually tries to protect our country or try and help you, you get immediate life imprisonment. I also heard a very distressing thing coming from that case as well, that the kids, I'm calling them kids, actually no, because they decided to kill someone, so they think they're big and hard and clever, so they want to be men. So if your family is listening to this, you're probably not. But if anyone that you know knows the family that have killed this innocent guy that was protecting the people around or anything, and you think it's correct to try and reduce the sentence that they got, they're lucky to get what they got. Lucky. You should not even be fucking considering doing that. At all. I think that if this gets reduced, this country's gone to shit. And I am ashamed of I always try and protect the younger generation because you always get the other one going, oh, they don't know. The kids these days get it a lot more harder because of whatever goes on in the media. They get it a lot more difficult because they have an image to protect. If you're fat, you're a fucking fat bastard. If you're skinny, oh, look at you, you're being too skinny. You shouldn't give a shit what other people think. So I try and do that. All I'm asking, and I'm making this podcast go very serious now, and there's a reason why, because I am astonished. If you are listening to this, and if you can go and find the petition to go and sign it to make it a law, if the government are listening to this, you're probably not, but if you are, if anyone in government sees this, stumbles across it or whatever, and if you don't give re-sentence those boys, men, to an actual men's prison and life for killing someone, not only do you want people to join your police force and to join them and actually wanting to go and fight for this country, to protect it, but you're telling them that 4 little youngsters in the car that can go and kill them, they can only get a little bit of minimum. If you're wanting to do that, sort it out. Utter disgrace. I'm in a very good mood today. I built my daughter a fort. But yeah, I'm very angry about that situation. I think a lot of people should be. I think then we need to come together as a group. And then what I will say is, I'm going to take a deep breath here because I'm going to be nice. About Elm Park Royals, is he did a fantastic job for when we had those terrorist attacks at Fordbury Gardens, for doing the T-shirts and standing by and helping the families. I turned down a job because one of the people that passed away, they offered me to take his position, but I was very much, I would never want to do his role and never do what he did. I think Elm Park Royals deserves a lot of credit for what they did for that. Right. Let's go on to I know. He's still a dick though. So let's go back on to happier thoughts. Ryan messaged me a few days ago before we did the Stuart podcast, and what he said was he has a game. Are we calling it a game?
Yeah, call it what you want.
Are we calling it? What is it? Questions that I have to answer? Okay. Yeah. So we're going to call it a quiz. Ryan, is it general knowledge?
Let's go with that. No, it's Reading.
Yeah, but I suck. But we'll go. But we'll think of a name afterwards, and we'll probably think of it during it. Well, actually, we're going to call it. I'm trying to think of a name that rhymes with Ryan.
No, that's
Ryan's.
Get well away from that. Let's just.
All right.
Let's just skip that.
Come on then.
So,
let's get going then.
I just wanted to. I don't know if I said it before or while we were recording, but we're going to set the bar with you, so people come on and easily beat you. So there's 15 questions.
Okay.
And to be honest, I'm going to predict now, I reckon you'll get at least 12.
You're very optimistic, my friend.
Okay. There is also an opportunity for a bonus point. So it's out of 16. And then going forward, we'll get each guest to come on as well in the comments below, whatever, tweet us, tell us how you did. See if you beat Mark.
If you've been on the guest,
we'll prove it.
If you've been a guest before, what we will do is we will bring you on in the near future, and we will get you just to answer these questions because we know that we didn't do it with you before. We don't want you guys to miss out as well.
We'll mix the questions up, obviously, because you'll have all the answers, but it won't be much more difficult.
Go on then.
Right, the first question. Yeah, right. The first question. So the two times Reading have been promoted to the Premier League. Can you name the two players that scored the goals that mathematically got us promoted.
I want to say Ledgerwood.
Yep. That's one.
Okay, I'm torn with the one. All right, Doyle.
Correct.
Yeah. I was
Right.
with the one I was thinking about. Doyle was that to make us champions, or was that to get us promoted? I got really confused.
That was to get us promoted. Yeah. Right. Next question.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm crapping myself.
Who scored the first goal under Jaap Stam for Reading?
Oh my god! Can I have a hint?
No.
Can I have a position?
Okay, well, I'll give you a hint then. He's still at the club now. And people listening will be like, it's him.
Okay, so the only one I'm thinking of is Liam Moore.
No, John Swift. Scored against Preston, didn't he?
Did he? Was it a free kick?
Yeah. I can't remember. We beat him 1-0. He scored in the last pre-season game before the season started as well.
Okay. No.
If
it was either between him, I couldn't think of anyone else that he signed that was still here.
Next one. I might give you a clue on this one. But in Reading's first Premier League season, when we finished 8th, how many points did we finish on?
Oh.
Right, I'll give you 4 options. Was it 52, 55, 62, or 65?
You know when I said 12 was very optimistic?
Yeah.
Do
you want me to go through the options again?
I think it's got to be in the 60s. I always thought it was 54 for some reason. Don't know why 54 kept coming into my brain, but 54 was the one that just stood out. Go 62.
The correct answer is 55.
Oh, why did I say 54 and then just go, no, 62? Oh.
Right, next question. Bit of a historic one here, but what was the scoreline in the first competitive game at the Medeski?
God knows. Absolute Scooby-Doo.
We beat Luton 3-0.
Fair enough.
Next one. In Reading's run to the FA Cup semi-final, who did we play in the third round?
Oh, Jesus Mary. Gee, I'm off the screen, I just realised. Okay. I really don't have a good memory about any of this. All right, tell me where they are now.
In the Championship.
Okay, what's the first letter?
I'm not going to give you the first letter because it will give it away. So a clue that I will give you is they are the only team in the league now that begin with that letter, I believe.
What?
I'll give you another clue. That became a bit of a joke because I think we ended up getting them in the third round like 3 times in 4 years.
I was not expecting questions like this. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting questions like this.
Okay, and then to also give you another bit of a knowledge test here, see how much attention you've paid them. We're playing them this season on the 2nd of January. Don't look.
Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't look. My piece of paper was folded over there. But I can flip it over, but I didn't. Oh, okay.
I thought I'd give it because that's now 2 out of 5 for you. Who was Reading manager before Alan Pardew?
Oh, I don't know. I only know Alan Pardew onwards. I only know Alan Pardew. He wasn't good enough because I don't know who he is.
It was
Brian McDermott.
It was Tommy Burns.
Exactly. Probably shit.
Next one. What team did Reading sign Graham Murty from?
Oh, you're a dick.
I'll admit, this is one that I didn't expect you to get anyway.
Is it from England?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm really struggling with this one. Can I have a hint?
Yeah, they are a northern team, and they're no longer in the Football League. It's a city, and apparently it's a lovely place.
Hey Siri, where did Reading sign Graham Murty from?
Okay, I found this on the web for where did redemption Graham Murty from?
I'm trying to cheat
properly.
I can't even cheat properly. Why are these so hard? This is not fair. This is shambolic. York.
Correct. You've done really well to get that one right. Next one. Who was the first player to play at a World Cup whilst playing at Reading?
You're a dick.
You know it as well because it's been talked about quite recently.
It was, but I've really forgotten the player's name. I want to say, but did he play from there though? Okay, so this is not my answer, but I'm thinking out loud.
Okay.
I want to say Bobby Convey.
Okay.
Because I feel like he played for America while he played for us. But I'm also trying to think in the 106 team or any teams that are... No, Gunter was the Euros. Because Welsh can't get into the World Cup because they're rubbish. Could it be an Ireland player? Have Ireland made the World Cup since we've been with them? No, I don't think they have they? Euros, it might have been. No, that was Will Gregg. That's Northern Ireland. Sorry. IRA and all that might get shot. As you can probably see, I'm trying to offend as many people as I can while doing this. So the answer I'm going for is Bobby Convey. Because I can't think of anyone else.
That's correct.
That's fine then.
Next one. This is a bit of a random one. But how many times has a Reading manager won the Manager of the Year award? You just got to think about it.
Manager of the Year?
Manager of the Year.
2?
3.
All right.
Coppell in 05-06. Coppell in the first Premier League season.
Oh, he won in the first Premier League season?
And then McDermott in the promotion year.
Oh, okay. I thought the Coppell when we got promoted in McDermott. But I never knew that he won it in his first year of the Premier League. That's pretty cool.
Right, next one. This is question 10. Who was the last player to win Player of the Season who wasn't a goalkeeper?
No, he won Youth Player, didn't he? Did he win Youth Player? If I name a player, you can't take it as my answer. You just got to give me a yes or no.
Well, is it your answer?
No. Renamotor won Youth Player. Illicity won Youth Player. More?
It was Renamotor.
What's Renamotor? I
And
thought it was.
Moore won it the year before. Right, now, this is another one.
Go on.
This is the one where the bonus point came in.
Oh, no.
So, the question, who did Reading play in the last game at Elm Park? And a bonus point, can you name the last player to score a goal at Elm Park? Doesn't have to be a Reading player.
I was not a Reading fan when they were at Elm Park.
Plastic.
Because I couldn't give a crap about Elm Park, that's why. I really don't actually know, because my very first ever game for Reading was in 1999. And it was Reading versus Newcastle at the Medeski. And it was a pre-season friendly. And in 2001 was the very first time I brought my season ticket. I didn't know anything about Reading before then. So all those people going, "Oh, I love Elm Park," I couldn't give a crap about it. I hate old stadiums anyway. I want to say Brentford.
No, it was Norwich.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I'm going to name a player who I think would have scored it. Who I think either Jamie Curran, Nicky Foster, or Adi Williams.
No,
They're the only players I know.
Right. Just to make it more difficult, it was actually a Norwich player.
Oh, okay.
It was Craig Bellamy.
Hold on. Not the.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it even worse.
Scored the last goal at Elm Park.
Did we win?
Next one. No, we lost 2-1.
No, that's a crap we are. Go on.
Right, this one, test your memory. Short-term memory too.
Probably not.
Who scored the first Reading goal of the season? Just gone.
Who the fuck did we play? What you'll remember from me if you listen to the podcast before and now is I have very selective memory.
Okay, I'll give you a clue.
Who was the team we played?
We played Sheffield Wednesday. It was 3-1.
Oh,
and
was that
Lucas
Giles scored? Yeah, I remember.
But he scored for Sheffield Wednesday. Who scored Reading's goal?
Because Barry Bannon scored one, didn't he? I
think so, yeah.
Or he assisted him because he was on fire that day. Was it a striker?
It was.
No. Who did we have striker before they all come in? We had Baldock. He wouldn't have done it because he was sent to the under-23. Mite?
Correct.
There you go then.
Next one to test your memory a little bit again. Who was the club captain before Paul McShane?
Oh. Because Paul McShane come in under Stam, didn't he?
Yes.
Just before Stam.
No, he come in under Stam, I think.
And then he got made captain under Stam, if I was right as well.
Yes.
So who was the player that left? Joby was left way before then, if I'm right. Yeah, he left a few years before that. God, clue?
He is a Reading legend. Really is. Still plays, not for the club though, and currently doesn't have a club, but quite often does come on and do podcasts and
Gem?
occasional. Correct.
Okay.
Next one. I fully expect you to get this one right. Who was Steve Coppell's first signing as Reading manager?
I hate my life. I hate my life. I hate my life.
Reason I expect you to get it right is because Reading actually tweeted about it in the week.
Oh, Ivor Ingemarson.
Correct.
What a legend
And
he was, though. He is a legend.
final question. The final question. Who was Steve Coppell manager of before Reading?
Because he's had some weird stints. He was Crystal Palace.
About 5 times.
He did Man City once, if I was right.
Yeah.
Was that before us?
I'll give you a clue. It wasn't Man City or Crystal Palace.
Oh, well, that's not a clue. You haven't really narrowed it down.
Yeah, it is.
Because I couldn't think of anything else he's managed. Where's the team now?
Premier League.
Oh, okay. Big Premier League team, small Premier League team? Gonna get anything out of you? No, prick.
No.
This is really difficult. Are they a new Premier League team?
Relatively, but not brand new. I think they've probably had 4 or 5 years in the Premier League now.
Mm.
You were going to say Watford then, weren't you?
No, I was going to say Wolves.
Oh.
But it can't be them because I don't ever remember. I don't think he ever did that. Oh, I don't. Give me a clue. I'm really struggling here.
I'll give you a clue with a stat. They are the only Premier League team to be promoted into the Premier League, but never relegated.
Not gonna lie, that's an impressive stat to have. Who's been promoted that's never been relegated? They must have been like a new Premier League team then, newish. Hold on. I'm going to Google the Premier League teams at the moment. Not Googling. I'm going to look at the league table. Because I really having a mind blank of who this could be. I know you lot listening at home are getting really angry with who it could be. Everton have. Leicester have. Liverpool have. Man United, Southampton have. Wolves definitely have. West Ham have. Crystal Palace did. Chelsea. Burnley did. Brighton?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. How long was he there for?
2002, 2003. So he had like a season there pretty much. So at the end of that, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe.
Told you 12 was optimistic.
You've really let me down there.
No, I knew I wouldn't do well. I'm very, very poor on history.
With the multiple choice, you should have got the points. I thought you'd have got Swift.
No, I would never have got Swift. I don't remember who scored what. I don't remember game. That I only remember little bits and pieces. I have
disappointed with Rinamoto.
I said him as well. That annoyed me. That annoyed me, that one, more than all of them. But that was quite fun. So we're
So you
going to do
got 8 out of 16. So future guests, that's your mark. 8 out of 15. But one of the questions that we're going to include all the time is a bonus one. Like for example, if it's about a game, tell us a goal scorer or the final result, something like that. You've got a relatively easy target of 8. We might get maybe next week or something. We might flip it around and get Mark to ask me 15 questions like that, so I can absolutely smash him again.
Yeah. I agree with that. This is interesting. I'm just watching. Someone's probably taken the mick out of Reading for some reason. Probably at Pusscast. Yeah, what a surprise. Because no one else has any original content anymore on Twitter. They just like to smash their own team and their own players. Because that's good. That's good. That's what you do. You don't get behind your team. You just battle them. Sounds like fun. No wonder we don't win at home. So yeah, that was fun. Probably very frustrating for you lot listening, and very frustrating to everyone at home listening. Because I know when I listen to some of these quizzes and I'm not behind it, and I listen, I go, well, "Come on, it's this one. Why come on?" But it's interesting. It was good fun. We'll do that more often and do that again. That was a lot of fun. Thank you ever so much for everyone joining. We look forward to the start of the season. Courtney will be back Monday, where we will probably do a quiz with him. Not.
I was just going to ask that. Should I get 15/16 questions ready for Courtney?
Yeah, I think we might do that with him. We're going to talk about transfers, and then just have a little general chit chat about.
God.
The Champions League final is happening tomorrow. The Europa League final happened yesterday. The Women's Champions League starts tonight, where Arsenal will be playing PSG. So please go and check that out and listen to that. You won't watch it now because it's already been, but go and watch the Women's Champions League because that's going to be quite good. Barcelona just went through after beating Atletico Madrid 1-0, so that's quite good for them. Ronald Koeman has just been announced as a new Barcelona manager. The Everton and Southampton Saki has now made his way to the Barcelona hot seat. We might talk a little bit about Barcelona and what holds them. We're just going to have a little bit of general chit-chat about what's going in the world of football, a bit about Harry Maguire. Been a bit of a really. We will definitely have a chat about Harry Maguire and a little bit of a chit-chat about other things as well. So please check that out on Monday. Next Friday, we have a guest coming on. I want you guys to sort of put in the comments or tweet us who you think it could be. Be interested to see who you guys think it might be, who it could be. Very excited about this guest coming on. I think we both are very excited about having this guest coming on. So it's going to be fun. Very excited about the guest the week over, and very excited about all of them, to be honest. So we will see you Tuesday. Thank you so much for tuning into our special podcast talking about the fixtures. We are going to, we're going to be trying doing a lot more graphics coming up to the start of the season, talking about our predicted lineups. We're going to be using a lot more graphics, a lot more things, but we want you guys to interact. We just hit over 100 followers on Twitter. We're on 35 subscribers, so please go and click the subscription button down below. Give us a little subscribe. We are on 50 something followers on Instagram. So yeah, check us out. And thank you ever so much for joining. And we look forward